Hello and welcome to a new video. In this video I'm gonna show you how I created this digital painting. I shared it on some of my social media channels and I got so much feedback on it, and everybody wants to know how I created it. This is what I'm gonna show you now, and let's get it started. Okay, first of all, let me say I used a painting in the back to start with it. If you ever have the feeling you don't know where to start a digital painting and you have no idea, go to Pinterest and search for ModernArt. And I have at my Pinterest account a ModernArt wall, and here I collected things that helped me to inspire. And when you scroll through that wall, you're gonna see a lot of different techniques, paintings, a little more traditional and with a lot of color, and also some tools. And I will share with you that that wall on this video in the description, so you can click on it and you will be right directly into that wall, and you can subscribe to it. So when you scroll through it, there is one painting, and here it is, what helped me to start with the painting. And this was this little painting here. I like the shapes of that and how she painted that one, and I used it as a starting point. Don't be afraid to use something like that, because everything you do will come out totally different. Okay, with the right mouse click, and I can use the copy image. It's now in German because my computer is set up in German, but my Photoshop will be in English, so it's easier for you to follow now. I start a 12 by 12 canvas now, and I'm gonna copy that image into that canvas. It's very small, it doesn't matter, because you only need to have those little bit of the shape and the lines, and that will help you to guide you and give you a start where to paint. Okay. I scale that up and place it, and this is how it looks right now. Then I'm gonna close and lock that layer, that I can move it around, and now the fun will start. What is very important, try to add for almost each step a new layer, because it will help you later to maybe change the color or change something or erase something. So always have best is if you start to think about the key on the keyboard that you use, Command Shift New. Okay, or N, not new. Command Shift N, and you get this window, and then you start a new layer. Okay, here we go. So first of all, we need, of course, load the tools we have from the artCrush number 8 collection. This is the collection here, and first of all we go into the Painter-Toolbox folders. These are the brush mix. This is something we don't need at the moment, but we need the colors. For that we load the ASL file by a double click, and it loads directly into your Photoshop, and also the color swatch ACO file, also double click, and you will see swatches are loaded. Here we have the colors, and then we have the styles here, what we need. These are the free styles. You can get them in the shop for free. And then we have the painter brushes. This is the ABR file, and I'm working with a Wacom tablet and a pen. This is what I recommend. You can sure use only your mouse, but the brushes will not work that properly how they work with the Wacom tablet. So if you have one, start to use it, or maybe you find a little inexpensive one on eBay or maybe on Amazon. And I think if you really want to go into digital painting, a Wacom tablet is just the best what you can do to have really fun with all the tools. Okay, so we loaded now the paint brushes, and then we have the style bunch. This one we can also load by double clicking, and we go in the next folder. This is the style mix, and this styles we also load. So you can see now all the styles from the collection are loaded into the styles panel, and we slowly can start. With the brushes, I'm gonna pick now the tool for the brushes, and you can see NBK artCrush No8 Painters-Toolbox painter brushes are loaded now. This is how they look like now. And for that we want to now start with the contouring. And the best tool for contouring is the Artisan's pen here. We're gonna pick that one, and we make sure that we have loaded a black color here. This can we do up here, or we can just click here on the swatches, and you can see here now that the color is for your pen attached. Okay, now we can start. This is the first strokes, and what we do now is we follow the shape of this. Well, I said for me it's like a leaf, and that's why it came out later as a leaf. So we can paint that. If you feel distracted by the bright color of the image in the background, you can lock it out, and then we go and change the opacity and make that a little bit darker. Okay, we lock it again, go into our layer, and start to draw here the line. You can see I don't do that nice and that it looks very straight and beautiful. We make an artistic page. So this is now the shape, the first shape what we draw. Okay, you also can now add a little stem here already. If you, it's up to you. I don't know what you see in an image. This is what I saw now when I picked up this image, that it's a leaf and a flower. Okay, so we're going to start now a new layer again. We hold Command, no, this was wrong, Command Shift N, and we have a new layer, and we create here this circle, and maybe make it a little bit smaller on the side that we don't touch the border. Okay, just so. Okay, let's see. We have the I need to have that bit in the background that I can recreate it for you, and that's now the first step. Now we create a new layer again, and we start to paint the background of the image. For that, we create the new layer just underneath those black doodles we made here. You need to rearrange that the layer 4 is just underneath the layer 2 and the layer 3. Okay. For that, we go into the new Painters-Toolbox brushes, and let's try out what we do have here. We have here dried watercolor blender and canvas. So you can see here in the image I created first, I used here on the bottom orange and different colors of red. So we start here, we're gonna pick from the swatches here the color orange, and now we're gonna paint. Let's see what happens. Okay, there's a lot of white in it. That's because in the background color we have white in, and that's why we choose here the little bit darker orange as the second color. And you can see, here we go, we can paint, and then you start to paint like it's a bit of kind of watercolor. Okay, just paint, and this is up to you how much of the background you want to paint. I'm going completely around and paint everything with these colors, because the secret of all is layering. When you watch videos on some painting artists on YouTube, what they do is they layer color over color to reach their end product or their end painting. Okay, so for now you can see we have it all painted in orange, and now we're going to start to add some more pinkish color, and we're going to change now also the brush, and we choose maybe the pencil scribble one. Okay, again a new layer, and we change the color. We pick in foreground this dark pink, oops, and for the background we choose the more red color here. Okay, so let's start to paint again, and you can see it's going to get more and more from background like the one I have painted before. Okay, we don't have here any of this red, maybe here a little bit. Okay, so you can see now it's not much blended. I have it here much more blended. Let's try another brush here, and this is also a little bit more watercolor, and let's go softly over it, paint, just and try around with all the different brushes I have attached here. You can see with that's called blender, canvas blender. And here we go. Maybe we go back and have here a little bit more orange. So now it starts to blend with each other. Okay. Let's use that one. Let's see what happens here. Let's zoom in and you can see what texture it does. Also, you can use any other color if you like. When you go into the shop, you can search in the freebies, and there are color swatches. I offer for each and every collection I'm coming out with free color swatches. They coordinate always with my just released collections, and when you load them you always get those swatches and the coordinating styles, and this will help you, for example, to create such kind of paintings. I think digital painting is awesome. You can paint, you can sit and relax and enjoy and have fun, and don't have the mess. That is the great part of it. I just made some splatters. Okay. You can see that I just try out a little bit all of the different brushes I have, and I'm still painting around, dabbing. It depends on which kind of tool you have selected here, because each and every one does its own job. So we can make it here a little bit darker. Oops. Going back. Okay. I think we come closer. So, okay. This one and that one. Okay, I think I like the background now, how it turned out, and let's go to the next level. First of all, we concentrate now on the flower in the foreground. And for that, you can see I created around those loops. And again, we start a new layer. And for that, we go and choose the pencil scattered tool. Okay, choose again black to paint, and let's see what does this tool do. Okay, yes, it's scattered. If you don't like this effect, what you can do now is to make the whole pencil smaller. So you have that one, and this is how I did it. Okay. Don't be afraid when you don't have straight lines. We do here an artsy job. We do here not paint to make straight lines. this is not what I want. It's just art therapy, I call it, and intuitive painting. When you Google or you go in Pinterest, you can find with the search word intuitive painting also awesome inspirations. A really great intuitive painter is Flora Bowley. She's awesome. And when I firstly found her on the internet, I started to paint like her. Not paint, try to find her way to paint out, but in a digital way. She uses still real paint, real acrylics, real paintbrushes, and she's awesome. And I tried to do a little bit her style, like yes, in a digital way. And she calls also her art intuitive painting. She came out with a great book, and there are awesome tips to when you start to paint. Especially there is one sentence she wrote about layering. You need to have the courage to overpaint a layer. That's and this sentence made so much sense for me, because when you paint something, you always think, oh, this turned out pretty well, but just go and overpaint it. Maybe you make something more looking better, or it changed the whole painting into something different. Okay, so we have now this flower here painted. Okay, we have now our shape, and now we're going to start to fill the inside here, the inside of the flower, and we start again a new layer. We painted that on the layer 6, and now we have the layer 7 underneath the layer 6, because it will now be underneath the black doodling. For that, now we change again to maybe also we choose here the canvas, and we make the brush tool a little bit smaller, and we paint now. The color doesn't matter, because we fill up now later that layer with the style. Okay, just randomly brush over, and now we go to the styles. And the styles, the mixed styles, do have some kind of impasto styles. Yes, this is what I've used here. When you look at it, this is the impasto styles. We have that one. What you also can do, you can now also hide the painting we have used, so you don't feel disturbed, and you exactly know now what you have already painted, and what is your painting, and not the other one. Okay, just going back to the layer, and we paint over here, and now we start again a new layer, and we start to paint over here, and maybe choose here a little bit of the yellowish, and just make some details. Let's see, floaty watercolor. We need to drag that down That was not okay. You can also rename your layers, so we call that leaf shape. Okay, now we know that we have this black one is the leaf shape, and everything has to do with the flower itself, it needs to be above the leaf shape. And you can see that it's still shining through here, and we need to paint more over it, okay, that we don't see the black lines from the leaves. Let's see if we can that we can change the brush here. Okay. Okay, now we have filled up the middle of the flower with this blue, and the yellowish should be above. Okay. You can start to paint to paint with masks, but I don't like it when I make a digital painting. I only work with a lot of layers, and that's why I start a new layer. And again, I'm going over that, and we're going to use something blue again from the style palette here and blend that over. Also, we can change here, make it more orange if you like, or change that into this impasto style, or use those one with the little bit of the old vintage paper in. And this is what I have used here. And we're gonna make a new layer again and use the next style, which is the also with a little bit of old paper in and some orange bits and blues. Okay. So we have now finished the middle of our flower, and now we're going to start to decorate and to fill those petals around. For that we start also again a new layer, and we choose maybe this floaty watercolor and make that also a little bit smaller, and let's paint. Do one, and then you can start to add, for example, a color. Okay, let's paint. Okay, here we go. Just go around. What you also can do is you can only drop one and make it this way. So there are endless possibilities to paint and fill that all. Okay, so, and when you start now a new layer and fill, maybe we use that one, so you have different look. This next one. Okay, here we okay, or you could choose the red, or you choose one of those with the text in it, those script paper. So endless possibilities you can try around, and this is what I really, really love on digital painting, that you can change a whole painting later with styles. If you have another collection from me, you can choose from other collections the styles and maybe recreate it or make it coordinating to something else. So I want to have it all in pink. Okay. The next step is to leave a little detail in the middle of the petals. And again, we start a new layer and we only have a little blob here in the middle. And for that we choose now this kind of style. For now, that we can see what happens here. Okay. The next one, okay, this is also here. Try around the styles, and this is what I had chosen in this painting. Okay, so we have now filled up the petals. Okay, you can see that I draw over it with some red color here, and this is what we're going to do now. For that we need to place a layer on top of everything, and we choose again here this scattered pencil, and we choose the color. For now this is the red. Okay, and we draw randomly on top of this black, so it takes a little bit of the harsh of the black. Also I paint now on the same layer with two different colors. So when I will now change the color, it will happen that that everything is overlaid with that color. I like the blue here. It's, yes, I like that a lot more. Okay, so for now this is the flower, and then we going to the next step, and this is how we fill the leaf. I would recommend you now to take everything what you have painted with the flower into a group, and for that we know that we have that one, that one. So the leaf shape from the layer 11 here to the layer 14, or if you have it renamed all those layers for the flower we select now, and we go to and new group from layers. We call it flower. So we have that all in one. We can turn it on, turn it off, and we can lock it. So nothing will happen to this, and we can now concentrate on the leaf. Also, you can do the same with the two layer backgrounds. Group from layer, background, and also here we lock that, and everything is safe. Now we start again a new layer, of course, and we start to draw those black lines here, those shapes. Okay, for that we choose now the artisan pen, and first of all you can always draw and see how thick a brush is, and also here we need the color black, and we start to doodle now, and we make those loops here randomly, blop blop, and the next one is here, and we can leave that here because it's so okay. And the next is second row. That's the next one. And okay. Next, again, a new layer, and we make those little round circles here. Just randomly, just draw them. Happy little circles. Okay. Okay. So we have now our shapes here. And now we start to fill those loops firstly. We go underneath the doodling and of course a new layer. Move that layer just on the bottom here, and we're going to change here again also the tool. We use the blender and make that way smaller and paint that. And I think you can see that it's too scattering. That's nothing for that. Let's try floaty watercolor again. Make it also again smaller. Yes, that's much better. Also here is the color. It doesn't matter. And the more you paint over, the darker it gets. Okay. Let's choose here another style. And now we can choose randomly some of those inside shapes and paint them. Just be careful that you don't paint in those shapes that they are not too close. We have a lot of different layer styles that we can fill them up. Okay, we have now painted into 3, and of course a new layer. And let's paint here. Okay, and we choose maybe this yellow that's nice and bright and fill that up here. Make it a little bit smaller. And you can see I really pick those shapes randomly, and they don't need to be really into the lines. You can for sure, if you want to have it very clean, you need to fill that up in a different way or use a sharper brush. Okay, so we have now this nice yellow here, and again a new layer, and we choose red here. And this is how we do it. And I think I want to have, yes, that's much better, a little bit of a structure coming in. Okay, I think this can be very satisfying doing that. If you like to paint and doodle around, I think this is the same. For me, it's really stress relieving. I wish I could do that much more, but I need to create for you all those tools. And so it happens not that often that I can paint and use them. Okay, so another new layer also here, Let's choose this one with the fonts, with the old scripts on it. Okay. Here we go. I think we need here a little bit of a red. Yes. Here. I want to have here red. And you will we will later change a little bit the layer styles, so you can see how different it can look. Okay. I'm just thinking about what kind of collection I can use and load. Maybe the Delightful, because that's pretty much different. Okay, because I didn't prepare anything before. Let's see, what do we color? Maybe that one. Okay, and again a new layer, and if you want that this is not so blurred in, you can move that layer on way back so it's underneath. Okay, and let's see what kind of, maybe the black is nice, or something brownish. No, that's too textured. I think I want that one. Yes. Okay. What is just disturbing, you can see that the background is this gray and then we have this blue. Maybe we should change the back into white. For that we press on our keyboard D, only D, nothing more, and you can see that the color changes. Now the foreground color is black and the background color is white. That's always when you press D, that then the colors on your toolbar is resetted back. And now we hit Command and Delete key, and now you can see that the background is filled with the background color of what we have here. It's white. If the background color would be now maybe this color, and we choose Command Delete, then it would fill up with this color. So always, if you want to fill something complete, you can choose Command Delete for the background color, and for the foreground color you need to use the Alt and the Delete on your keyboard. So that's why it's now black, but we want white, that's why we press D, we have it white, and now we have it more a better contrast now. Okay, we're going back now to the bluish here and choose again our, and what we see we haven't here painted into the corners nicely. This is what we can do now, make the whole brush a little bit smaller. You can do that on your keyboard. maybe here the blue, yes. Paint. And this brush is now a little bit of watery, so you need to go over it a few times. If you want to change that, you can change the opacity and take out the color burn and make it into normal. Then also this tool is you can better use it and better paint a whole area if you like. Okay, so next color. I think we need here a little bit of a pink, and we choose that one, and maybe let's see what happens when we choose that and make it smaller. Ooh, now we have a pink. That's really bold. Okay, let's paint that over, and you have now a nice structure in that. This one, and maybe we can now you can start to zoom in. This is also something you can do, and now you can reach better such tiny corners if you like. Okay, you see here are parts that are not filled with colors, but that is something you can do in the end and take a look that it's better painted. Okay, a next layer. Let's see what we choose now. And we're going to make the tool a little bit bigger for that. And for the details, we always can make the tool smaller. If you like to change the keyboard settings, you can go in Photoshop to keyboard shortcuts, and here you can change everything. That's very complicated. I only want to show that you can do that because I have my to change the size of the brush on my point and on my comma on the keyboard, and I think in the settings of Photoshop it's somewhere else. I don't know where it is because I have that since ever on those keyboard keys. Sometimes it's hard to talk in English, paint, and make conversation with myself. Okay, so you can see we have now filled up all those little loops now, and we start to have to look at really very closely. We are here, and now we have to paint into the little circles, and for now we start again a new layer. And what I didn't do here is let's place that on top. Where is, okay, maybe we use here a little bit of a glitter. Let's see what happens when we use glitter. That's fun. here a little bit glitter, and maybe one here. Oh no, we are too close to this pink one here, and we choose that one. Okay, again a new layer, and let's paint here. Nope, that's something that doesn't work. Oh, this crystal is nice, but it's too close to the paint here. So pink, yellowish. Let's see that. Okay, that's nice. It now it looks a little bit like gold. Okay. Okay, this one and maybe that one. Yes. Okay. What do we add here? Maybe this green. No, we don't. Green. Yes, a little bit green is good. And also here. And this one. And the next one. I like to try out this crystal style here. And use that one. And this one. Yeah. Okay. And again, now we have two. That's silly. Okay, paint that one. And I think we use some of this orange. And on the side, let's see, one black, pink. Pink is not good. Yes, yes, yes. Okay. So we filled all the circles, and now we have lot of white here in the background still. Going back, very back. Choose the background and start here again, a new layer, and we can fill up the background now with the color. I used here only brown as far I know. Okay, let's fill that up with only the brown or something like that. Yes, this is nice. Okay. What you can now do is to really paint that, and all those bits what are not painted gets a darker. Okay. Okay. So we are almost finished with it. What you see now here is that I have a shadow. For that I have chosen no, first of all where is the group? Oh, I'm on the wrong canvas. Flower. Okay, we have the flower here, and we also stick all the layers for the leaf into one group. Group from layers again, and here we say this group called leaf. So we have the flower here, we have the leaf here, and we do have the background here. And whatever happens here, I don't know. And actually I should have said that in the beginning. I always have my Photoshop that auto selected is checked and layer. that's for me the easiest way to click around in the different layers, and wherever I click, automatically the layer is selected. Okay, if you feel disturbed by that, you need to, I don't know actually how that works. You need to go into always in your panel and click there around. I don't like that, and it's a faster way. So yes, you see that I have painted by accident here something. For that we go to the eraser and choose that one and make it way bigger. Okay, and brush that away. Okay, so I think we need to add here a little bit of a glitter. We didn't have that here in the old painting, but I think if we have here a little bit glitter, I want to have one as here as well. But first of all, we go and do the shadow. For that we choose now the back, those petals. Okay, this is that one. Okay, and we painted that now on 2 different layers. What you can do now is create out of those 2 ones another group. If you hit Command G, it creates always, if you have chosen 2 or more layers, a new group. So you don't need to go to new group from layers, so it does that by themselves, and we call that petals. Okay, turn it off, turn it on. Okay, and we choose not the layer itself, we choose the folder we have that everything in now. And now we go into choose the drop shadow style, and you can see now already we have a little bit of a shadow, and now we can play around, and we change the size, we can change the distance, we change the size, make it really big, maybe change the opacity a little bit and go a little bit brighter here. Yes, that's lighter. Okay, so you have now here the petals with the drop shadow, and now you have that the flower itself is more in foreground, and yes, let's add some glitter to the flower. For that we go into on the top of the flower folder, create again a new layer, and choose here brush tool, and let's see what kind of effect we use. The pencil, the scattered again, and we you can see now that you have this icon here with this stroke through, and it means you can nothing do, and this is because we have locked the flower. So click on that little icon here. You saw that? Okay, this little we have locked that here, and now nothing is possible to change. For that, click on the little icon here in the corner or on here on top, and everything is, and now you will be able to paint inside of this flower folder. And let's paint only one line a little bit. Go, and we choose here only the black or this dark blue glitter, and now you have some accent. again a new layer. This was now a new. And let's see what happens when we choose this blender. Make it way smaller, and we only go here. Let's add some glitter. I don't know if that's nice. Oh yes, that's much better. This is the sparkle. Only a little bit, not much. Only details, only dab, as you would have your brush in your hand and you dab into a little bit of glitter, and this is what you do. Maybe we add here some pinkish glitter, and also here only dab, not much. Dip, 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 dip. Finished. Not much. Don't overdo that. That's my problem, that I always do too much of everything. It's really a huge problem. I can't do small kits. I can't do small things. I don't know, maybe because I'm a big girl. That can be. Okay. I think we're quite finished. What we now can do is, I added here, maybe when we zoom in, a little bit of a word art. Okay. What I did is, what you can now do is close this folders, everything, okay. Lock, nothing can happen. And now we go to window and we choose the paths. Okay, there's nothing in it because we first need to create a path, and for that we need to choose the path tool, or the pen tool is it called, to make a path. Okay, for that we click now here, click, and when you like to create a round shape, you need to click and hold and pull on those handles, that you get a kind of round shape and don't have the harsh edges. Okay, it needs not to be totally round. What you also can do, you can choose here the ellipse tool and make a straight, nice round, but we don't do straight here. We do randomly. We do. It shall be painted. It shall be out of the hand. It shall be just intuitive and just thrown out of our mind. Okay, now we choose the text tool here. Okay, you can see now when we go, I'm gonna zoom in here now. Okay, here is the work path now, and we now need to hit I hope you can see that later in the video. When we come closer to the path now, okay, you see the black line, there is a little wave showing up. When this shows up, you can start to click, and now you are sure and you'll be able to add text directly onto that created path, and now you can write something or copy text in it. For that I copy that one, only to have that. You can copy a quote, a poem, lyrics, whatever. I choose this lyrics from You Are My Sunshine for that. And what we going to do now is, okay, choose that one, and now it blinks here, And yes, is it here or is it there? It's really tricky. The problem is you need to we need to start to from you need to have this this text already copied. This is the best. And then you start again. We go back. I'm going here. Click. And now. And I don't know why. There's a little. So. No. I really need to say that this function is really tricky, and I know there is a text because when you now see here in the layers panel that the text is copied in, it's there, but I know what the problem is. Look at it. This is what happens. You need to have the text in your layer just on top. That's why I didn't saw that. Okay, here it is. Look at it. Okay. Make the whole thing a little bit smaller. You can push that around. Okay. And if that what you have copied, the text what you have copied in, if that doesn't show up, right, or doesn't fill the rest of the circle, you can play around with in the character with this, that you go up here with 60, 100. Okay. Maybe also you can change the size of the text, and play here. Nope, that is something that doesn't do anything. Okay, now it's closed. Okay, it's a little bit of a playing here. So this is what I did now. Also in my original one, to have added here the text. And last but not least, the sunshine is drawn by with one of the brush tools, and I use this artisan pen, and also here choose a new layer, and we'll make a little heart. And no, we don't want to go to the bridge. A new layer, go underneath, and we choose floaty watercolor, smaller, and we paint into the heart. And once again, and fill it with pink. That's one. Or we take the glitter. Yes, we take the glitter. Glitter is always good. Maybe we make, oh, let's do something. Yes. And we use, maybe we can also again smaller. We fill all those. This one, silent. Okay. Another layer, and we can fill that. This is what I did in the original one, but I like to show you what you can do. I think it always starts with the idea, what am I going to do with all those tools. You are my sunshine. We are done. This is how a digital painting can be done, and maybe you have now an idea what you can all do with all those painter toolboxes I offer. They are very versatile. I know they are you need to understand them, you need to learn, you need to find an idea what you like to have. This is something you can paint out, you can create out of it a card. Maybe you can add here also a word art if you like, from a different collection one. You can use a word art for that. Let's go to another word art. Let's go back to I talked about delightful before, and let's see what we have here. Word art. Artistic. Awesome. Maybe it is awesome. Let's place that in, and you don't need that on the bottom here. You can then kick that. This is also what you can do. You can also add here another word art. What you also can do is you can add from the artCrush. Here are coordinating artsy bits and pieces. Maybe use them in the background, and to add here some details. This is what you also can do. We can open that one. So this one, this is how you can change everything. And now I shortly like to show you what happens when you choose maybe something else from a different collection. I didn't practice that before, or okay, we have here from the Delightful, the styles, the paint styles, those one. Double click on it, they will load into the style panel. In neutral, and we have here some of the watercolor, and I think that's enough. Okay, these are the styles now from the Delightful collection, and let's see what happens. I didn't save that painting, which isn't probably the best. Recreate. That takes now a little bit of time, because really the size, it almost has 1 gigabyte. Okay, let's try out what happens now. we throw away those artsy bits what we just had added. This one and You Are My Sunshine. So we have only the leaf and the flower. So don't be too much distracted by the other things. Okay. We have the background. Let's start only with the background, and for that, let's go back here. Let's see what we have here on papers in the Delightful, and I think I will add here just a second the Magic Lights and Fusion Papers, and I add them to my bridge. Okay, Fusion Papers. Okay, here we go. Let's pick that one, copy the whole paper. We copy and we go on top. We click on the layer 4. That's this orange painted part of the background, and we copy paste the paper, and we need to place it on top of the red because this paper only have things on the edges. And now we clip that paper, okay, onto the red paint. And then we go maybe to the impasto paint. Ooh, yes, this is what I wanted to have. Okay, this is also paper from the Delightful collection. Copy, and we go on the orange layer and paste that in and clip that onto the orange painted. And you can see how it nicely blends now. If you don't like those swirls here, just delete that layer, and we go here into those impasto papers, and maybe we want to have that one, and we go on top of the red painted and paste that in, clip it, and you can see now we have now a total different background. Let's lock that background and we leave it how it is, and now we can start to change here all the layers with the layer styles. Just this is how easily you can access with this auto select and layer now all the layers here, just by clicking on them and choose randomly, really randomly. Don't leave too much time to pick anything, okay? We have here those watercolors. Maybe we leave that. This is one, and this one, and do we have some glitter in that collection? I don't know. Colors, neutral, Painters-Toolbox, brush tools, brushes, solids, styles, sprinkles. No, doesn't matter. This is more watercolor style. Choose here. That one. And you already see how everything changes now. And how you can combine maybe collections with each other. Ooh. That one? That better? Yes. Did I have Yes. And then we go to the next. Now we go to the flower. Let's see what happens. And paint here and choose different kinds of layers. There we have all. Okay. And you can see everything has changed, and actually you created a kind of template with those different layers, and you will be able to change everything afterwards. So never throw away those PSD files. Maybe you will use it later for anything else, and it will give you some nice ideas, or you have another idea, or you can also use the different layers when you now you have closed the background, and when you when we now go to the flower, let's go flower, right mouse click, duplicate group, and then we can say new. You see, you have now the flower in an extra new file canvas, and use it how it is. You can now use it with any other paper, for example, and create. Maybe we use that one. Use that in the back. Place that, and this is you maybe you now understand what I like to teach you, that you need a starting point. The starting point was really only this this one little painting we found in Pinterest, and this was the starting point. This image was the starting point, and this is what you have then in the end created. I think it's wonderful. I think really playing with all those styles, and this is what I like to teach you, and I have already mentioned in so many videos before, that not only doing scrapbooking with your elements, with those things you buy, you can use also from other designers. You can mix and match, and you can find your own style. Use that as an art therapy. Really, don't have that in your head that you only want to create pages for an album, create home deco. You can print that out and hang it on your walls. That's really nice. You can let it print on a canvas. You can create a card for a loved person, or for a birthday, whatever. You can create out of this a blanket. I just uploaded a video for home deco. This is what you can do. You can print this on a scarf, on a whatever, on a, how is that called for the tableware. Google and look what kind of digital printeries offer. Meanwhile, they offer things for your whole decoration. You can, it's unbelievable what you can rugs. Really, you can print rugs. How awesome would it be to to let print a rug or such an entry. How is it called when you enter, when you go into your house and you have this little rug in front of it to that the doormat. Yes, doormat. Yes, such things. It's start to get out of this. I only do scrapbooking pages. Yes, I'm leaning here, totally relaxed back, and I'm totally relaxed, and just don't think about what I all need to do, because this is fun. This is really fun to create such digital stuff. I already had done in the past videos doing that. I love to create more and more such videos, but they need time. They need really that my head is free. That's really something I need to say. I do a lot of all this administrative work, this social media campaigns and everything to promote what I create. Takes a lot of time. I would love to do only designing, but I also need to reach customers and reach you with my ideas that you can and learn new ways to use my products. A lot of talking. I'm gonna stop now. I hope you really enjoyed this video. I hope I could bring you some new ideas, and that you get a new vibe to start and to play with my products. Especially, there are a lot of new customers since I now moved to the lily pad, and I think most of them are not familiar with all those products I offer. What can I do with that all? And I hope you enjoy it, and I hope you will create something like that. Please share all those paintings in the gallery, in my lily pad gallery. Please do that. I really, really love to see them, and it's so much fun. Really, it does. Also join my artology.studio group, www.artology.studio, and you will reach with that URL my Facebook group, and there you can also show up your creations. I'm always happy to see kind of that. We all can do layouts, but please all just get out of your comfort zone and try something like that. I guess you will have fun. I hope really I could reach you with that. Enjoy it, have a happy time, and we're gonna see us in another video. Bye.